Okay, so I am finding the, the exact values of 6 trigonometric functions for the angle negative 9 pi over 6. So I'm going to start by drawing a unit circle so that I can see what I'm talking about. That's pretty good. That is almost worthy of Mr. LeBron. Almost, okay. And, I have 0 and 2 pi, and pi over here. And then, since it's pi over 6, I'm going to divide each hemisphere, each semicircle, into 6 pieces. Because I know from here to there is 1 pi, and if it's going to be pi over 6, I have to divide 1 pi into 6 pieces. So I'm going to divide it into 6 pieces. So I'm going to get pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. So I'll put a couple of there. I'm going to call this 3 pi over 6, which is also equal to pi over 2. And I'm going to complete it. I'm going to go all the way around. So this would be 7 pi over 6, 8 pi over 6, 9 pi over 6, 10 pi over 6, 11 pi over 6, 12 pi over 6. I might even write that over here. 12 pi over 6. And I'm looking for the angle negative 9 pi over 6. So negative means I'm going to start at my starting place, my initial side, and I'm going to go negative 9 pi over 6. So I know that to go to here is 6 pi over 6, right? I'm going 1 pi negative. So that's 6 pi over 6. So I need to go 7, 8, 9 pi over 6. There we go. There's 9 pi over 6. This is also equal to negative 9 pi over 6. So negative 9 pi over 6 is coterminal with pi over 2. Are we okay with that? Questions? No. Yes, please.
Will pi over 2 always be pi over 2 regardless of how big the unit circle gets?
Yep. Yep, because regardless of how big or small this unit circle gets, it's always going to be unit circle has a radius of 1. So it's always going to be pi from this point here to this point here. And when I divide it in half, that's always going to be pi over 2. It's always going to be the spot that's going to be pi over 2. Okay. Okay. So I have to find the 6 trigonometric functions. So a good place to start would be, since it is a unit circle, meaning the radius is 1, I need to know the coordinates of pi over 2, the xy coordinates of pi over 2. Try again. 0, 1. Here's my xy axis, right? My x value over here is 0, and my y value is 1. So those are the coordinates of that point. Are we okay with that? Right, okay, and just to fill it out, this would be 0, negative 1, and this would be 1, 0, and this would be negative 1, 0. Those would be the coordinates of my 4 kind of axis points, my quadrantal angles. Okay, so sine, cosine, tangent. I'm going to move 0. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to go cosecant, secant, cotangent. Just going to do it in that order. Okay. Remember, have to do it that way. Points off, not doing it that way. I don't think I have to say that again. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Sine is my y value, cosine is my x value. Are we okay with that? Sine is my y value. My y value is 1. My x value is 0. So sine of negative 9 pi over 6 is equal to 1. And cosine negative 9 pi over 6 is equal to 0.
Wait, how did you get that? Which one are you looking at?
Okay, so I'm looking at negative 9 pi over 6, which is coterminal with pi over 2,
Which is 0.
which is 0 comma 1.
Oh.
Yes, Julia.
If you wasn't like, okay, oh, okay, sorry, okay, so if it was, let's say it was negative 10 over 6,
Yeah, that would be over here.
the points would be radical 2 over 2 and radical 2 over 2.
No, no, because this is a 30-degree angle there, right? Pi over 6 divides up the half circle into 30-degree segments. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So the sine is 1 because that's so patella, so opposite over hypotenuse.
Right.
So the hypotenuse is 1.
Right.
So 0 over 1 is 1.
That would be cosine. 0 over 1 would be cosine.
But why? How are you getting? Can you like show the ratios before? Because I'm kind of confused.
Sure. So sine is equal to, well, see, on a quadrantal angle, there is no opposite.
Like, did you drop your perpendicular yet? Or?
Well, because it's one of the quadrantal angles, because it's the ones that are right on the quadrant, there is no triangle. So sine is going to be my y value, which is going to be 1.
Yeah, your sine is your y value and your cosine is your x.
Right.
Just like, is that just like period? No, that's it. Like, it's not like you find a ratio to calculate it. You should just know x and y.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The only time you'll need a ratio is if you don't know what if the hypotenuse is not 1.
Oh.
If the hypotenuse is not 1, then you're going to need to use the ratio, as we'll see in the next problem. Right? But when I'm dealing with a unit circle, by definition, the hypotenuse is 1. Are we okay with that? Is that relatively clear? Okay, so far, so good. Okay, so sine is 1, cosine is 0, tangent, which is sine over cosine, is 1 over 0.
Undefined.
Very good.
So sine would be the y value and s would be the cosine.
That is correct. That's right. So tangent, undefined. Right, because I can sine over cosine, so 1 over 0.
Is that how you write undefined?
You know, you can write it undefined. That's how I would do it. You know, I mean, if there's enough room, you know, undef, NA, not applicable, something like that.
I
Okay.
know you guys.
Cosecant is going to be 1 over sine. So 1 over 1 should be 1. Secant is going to be 1 over cosine.
Undefined.
Undefined. Be careful on that one. So secant is going to be undefined. Now cotangent is cosine over sine. 0. So those are my 6 trigonometric functions of negative 9 pi over 6. Is there a question?